of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all. Before we get started this photo, I recognize you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion to have Dr. Batts to be interviewed tonight.
I would second the motion.
A motion by Ms. Moda, seconded by Mr. Guridi. Okay. Council? Comments? Ms. Moda, go ahead.
Yeah. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge all the youth in the room because I see that there's a few. I believe you being here is very meaningful. It's monumental that you came out here tonight. I would like to let you guys know that I see you and that I believe in each and one of you, and that you bring value to the city. It is important that you know that you bring value to the city. I would love to see you guys sitting here where I am in a few, in the future. We welcome you to City Hall, and remember that this place is yours. So I hope to see more of you coming to meetings. We need you. And before I start, Mr. President, I would like to share with everyone what happened 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I met a young man by the name of Cash. I met him at Starbucks. Very smart, big smile, full of life, and very energetic. He spoke about his life. His life has been like a roller coaster. Good, bad. And he shared his story. He says that it's been hard for him in this city. He's been trying really hard to find work. However, because of his criminal record, he had a very difficult time finding work. And he sentenced me. He told me that I look like his mom, and that was really warm. I couldn't say much. I really wish I could say that, that there's a lot of fairness, when it comes to job opportunities in the city, that it doesn't matter if you have a record, that in 2015, we were right here and in the box, right? Which means that in your record, in your forms, when you ask for employment, you don't have to put about your criminal background. And you all voted. I remember that I was not here that day that the vote took place, but I did send a letter of saying, hey, I really believe in this. However, he seemed hopeless, and I understand. I understood him. Right away, once I met him and I spoke to him, it reminded me of my daughter, Lila. Everyone knows that, we had also our ups and downs, and that she had made poor choices in the past, and now she's getting good grades in college. I believe that now it's a 4.0. And although she made poor choices, she came back, she came back. So she had that opportunity to come back. He also reminded me of my son, Alani, who's autistic in the spectrum. And I know that Alani, because of his condition, he's also gonna make a lot of mistakes. And it worries me, it really worries me. I really believe that this is a city, and it's a city of hope. It's a city that no matter what you do, we believe in second chances. It's a city of resilience, and it's a city that really loves their own. And I believe that this is a city that also believes in second chances, giving others an opportunity if you do, redeem yourself. I really believe that, Dr. Batts, he had a history in the past of making poor choices, but he has a big history, a longer history of making, good choices and also helping out every day the community. Extremely passionate with what he believes in, which is, giving youth an opportunity, in this world, and he's fighting out there every day. So I really believe that I'm doing this, for those Cashes in the world, for those Elias in the world, for those Anna's in the world, and our future generation, And we all deserve a second chance. We have done a lot of negative things, a lot of bad things. I know that no one is an angel here. But the reality is I believe in the Constitution. And I really believe also that if we gave Ray O'Connor an opportunity to be interviewed, we should extend the same courtesy to Dr. Batts. I think that in this dais, which I love and respect each and one of you guys, I really believe that although we disagree in a few things, I believe that we're doing a great job. I think that we have to make sure that when we do good for one, we do good for others. We have to be consistency, and that's we talked about all the time about we have to be clear. We have to be what is our favorite word that we really transparent. Clear, transparent. In that we have to establish hope in this city, so that people really believe in us, and we should start today. So for those Cashes in the world, for those Elias and those for Anani in this world, that is why I'm doing this. So Cash, if you're out there, this is for you. Thank you.
Mr. Robinson?
Thank you, Mr. President. This was a long decision for me, something that I put a lot of thought into over the last 12 to 15 hours, almost 24 hours actually, to be honest. And 2 nights ago I sat here and argued that we should follow our solicitor's our solicitor's opinion, I should say, on the eligibility of Mr. O'Connell, and that we should not interview him because we needed to err on the side of caution, and we needed to do everything we could to restore trust with each and every one of you and every citizen who's not here tonight. And I made an impassioned argument about that, and I voted against that interview. However, this body as a whole made a decision to set precedent by extending that interview to Mr. O'Connell. So I think that we need to be consistent, as Ms. Moda said. And the best way to be consistent in this instance is, since we have offered an interview and consideration to Mr. O'Connell in spite of the solicitor's opinion saying that he's ineligible, I believe that we have to offer the same courtesy to Dr. Batts, even though we have a solicitor's opinion that says he is ineligible to serve in the position. And I believe that we have to do everything we can to be consistent in this. This has to be an open process. This has to be fair, and it has to be consistent. So, since we set precedent 2 nights ago, and as I said, a precedent I didn't agree with, but a precedent we set, I will be voting in support of Ms. Moda's motion, and I would ask each and every one of my colleagues to do the same. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Ms. Hoppe?
I'd like to add to that by pointing out to the youths of our community that by doing what we're going to do tonight and allow Dr. Batts to be interviewed, it shows them 2 different things. Number one, be careful of the decisions you make out there as a youth. And the other thing, the most important thing, is to realize that there are people out there, if you work hard enough and you try hard enough, you can turn your life around. And there are people out there who will give you the chance to even come up and try to be the mayor of Allentown.
Mr. Green?
Thank you, Mr. President. I echo my colleagues' sentiments about the reason why we are allowing Mr. Dr. Batts to come in and get interviewed. I don't know Dr. Batts for too long. However, I haven't heard one person say anything negative about him. And when we, last night, when I was told that he was not going to be interviewed, I thought about it and I started immediately advocating that we allow him to be interviewed because I think it's the right thing to do. And in addition to that, I think he serves as an example, as it was said earlier, to youth and to other people who have had a rough time in life and have turned their lives around. I don't profess that people should take that road at the beginning, especially when a lot of other opportunities are given to you. But if you do take that road, like Dr. Batts unfortunately did, I would encourage them to turn it around. And through education and through family support, he was able to come around and do the right thing. And now he's a leader in our community, somebody that his body recognizes and that we all admire for his tenacity and his endeavors. And that's the reason why I'm supporting this opportunity for Dr. Batts today. And although I think it's an issue of opinion by a solicitor, I don't, as you know, don't always agree with the solicitor's opinion. So I'm looking forward for the vote. Thank you.
Well, then I'll speak briefly because I don't want to take more time debating it than we would if we had him come up here and do his interview. But when we talk about consistency, I voted no the other night, and I'm going to vote no again tonight. And it's not personal against Mr. Batts, but even if he would be the winner of this challenge for the mayor's race, he couldn't take the seat anyhow. So, but I'm not going to argue about it. We'll do what everybody says. I guess I should check. Is there anybody else from the council? If not, we have to open it up to the public. Open to the public?
Let me speak.
Pardon me?
Let him speak.
If you want to.
Yes. Come up here, state your name and...
Oh, well, I'm the first speaker, but, hi, my name is Erin Keller, and I absolutely believe that he should be allowed to speak tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public?
Are you surprised? Good evening. My name is Melanie Canales. I know a lot of you saw my Facebook post, and I stand by it, and I appreciate the opportunity for me, Dr. Batts, to have that opportunity. And as I said before, I appreciate, I know that this is a hard job for you. Being on city council right now is stressful. Being a resident, this is even more stressful. But I applaud you for doing the right thing, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to speak.
We'll give you some time to get up here.
Take your time.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phyllis Alexander. What else do you need to know? You need my address?
That's fine. We know you live in
Okay. You know, I'm thinking about this. I don't know the backstory. I don't know what the drama is. Apparently something has been going on. And from my perspective, you all are not doing Dr. Batts any favors. He's doing us a favor. So you're like patting yourselves on the back because you decided to interview him. He's doing us a favor to have made the decision that he wants to represent this city. And so I just want to turn it back around. It's not like he's an escaped convict. You know, this is, and I'm disturbed that you're talking about his past. That's for him to talk about. That's not for you to talk about. So that's my perspective. He's doing us a favor.
Thank you.
My name is Allen. I just want to know why he is eligible. I didn't understand that.
Well, as Ms. Alexander just said, that would be for him to tell you.
So, is my water back here?
Thank you.
Is the water?
Is there a flyer back there for his
I don't
resumes
know.
back
I
there?
don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
You can read
thank
it.
you.
Thanks. Last call from the public.
Yes,
Welcome.
well, my name is Randy Jackson. I'm originally from Brooklyn, as well as Hassan. You know, I've always been caught up in the fact that I was always taught by my parents and grandparents, it's not how you start, but how you finish. Now, how he started is one thing, but where he is today, I mean, why are we voting on his character? We already see what his character is. Now, as Martin Luther King once said, man, it's the content of a person's character that is the most important. We're sitting here talking about whether or not he can run because of an error he made. As kids, I'm sure that none of us have ever come out of a candy store with a piece of candy in our pocket. Now, because we never got caught, and because he got set up in a situation, should we hold that against him? Is this not a country where we begin to change our lives? Is this not a country where the Constitution gives us a right to do the right thing? Now, this man has turned his life completely around. Why should we hold his past against him? Again, it's not how we start, it's how we finish. And this man has come here and he has done such a great job in the community. So doesn't that count for something? Doesn't where he is now count for where he was then? That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
I have no idea who this guy is, but I do know that he doesn't live in his past anymore. I would advise that, assuming you allow him to come up here to do interviews, to judge him by his words and his ideas and his hopes and his dreams. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, not seeing anybody else. I agree that people do change, but the law would prohibit it, but from being seated. So I guess, Mr. Hanlon, we're ready for a vote.
Okay, on the motion to allow Mr. Batch to participate in the interview process this evening, Ms. Appa?
Yes.
Mr. Grady?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Being fair, reluctantly, I'm going to vote yes, as I did for Mr. O'Connell. I think it should be open and anybody can.
Mr. McLean?
Being consistent as I did the other night, I'm going to vote no, although I wish him all the best luck.
Ms. Mota?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Mr. Zuko?
Yes.
Mr. So shall we slot him in when he was originally slotted in?
Yes, I think that's fair that all the other candidates that he started and where he was, and we don't move that around. We're already behind schedule, so. All right, just for tonight's proceedings, Aaron Keller is first, and for the rest of those in the